in terms of Alice Cooper, you've been, next to him on stage for a number of years now. I know that you mentioned he was sort of very mentor-like almost when you first started. He tried to really lay it out for you in terms of what you should expect. I know that's a really well-oiled machine in terms of a band. So is it similar with Alice now? Does he just say, you guys let loose and I trust you?
Yes and no. He's very, very hands-on. Alice and his manager, longtime manager, Shep Gordon, both super hands-on with the show and what we do in the production. So really an Alice Cooper show is as much about the spectacle as it is about the notes that we play on stage. So a lot of it is, blocking out, I wouldn't call it choreography because there's no choreography per se, but it's like, make sure you're standing to the back of the stage because this monster is going to come running through at this time. Or make sure you're standing to the front of the stage because the guillotine is going to come out for Alice to get his head chopped off. Or make sure you go up the stairs to this second tier of the stage at this point. And it's really more blocking than
like a play sort of thing, like a theater setting.
Yes, exactly. Like a play, like a very, very theatrical concert, if that makes sense.
Well, that's exactly what Alice is. And I mean, God, one of the pioneers, a lot of people credit Kiss, but I think people, and I think most people do realize this, but many don't tip their hat to Alice because without Alice, there would be no Kiss and there would be none of this. I mean, when you're seeing this stuff going on around you, how does it feel to be part of a show that's been so influential for so many years? I mean, it's sort of a weird question because it obviously feels great.
Yeah, I mean, I could never give, anything but the obvious answer, which is just a huge honor,
Right.
And the best way that I can describe it is, I do my own shows as well. And, that's my opportunity to kind of like do what I want and get it all out of my system. Because when I come into an Alice show, it's really a support role. And it might not look like it because, the band is flying all over the stage, showing off and performing, but we're doing it in this role to make the Alice Cooper show as great as we can be. I want people to walk out of that show going, wow, like I want to go see Alice Cooper again so I can see that guitar player, not just like, Alice who, I want to see her. I want them to want to come and see Alice again and see the whole show that we put on. Yeah. So hopefully for us, the better the band plays and the more we show off and the more exciting time we give the audience, the more likely people are to come see us again.
What's the best advice Alice Cooper's ever given you?
The best advice that Alice has ever given me, this guy is like a font of wisdom. Like it's so hard to think of it because his character in Wayne's World where he's explaining about Milwaukee and stuff. That's right. How he actually is.
We're not worthy.
Exactly. I see him very graciously deal with that several times a day too.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, he kind of just plays it off, right? Yeah, he does the thing.
Every time. He gives people that moment, which I love. I think the best advice that he's given me, maybe not even necessarily a piece of advice, but one of the most valuable things I've taken away from him is just how gracious he is with everybody that approaches him. Every single person, no matter what the situation is. I've seen this guy be out at dinner with all of us and his wife Cheryl was in the show with us. And, we'll all go out to dinner as a band and Alice will literally have a fork with food on it in his hand, like taking a bite. And someone will come up and interrupt and say, I don't want to bother you, but, I just want to tell you that my parents took your album away from me when you were little. And this guy's got, he's having dinner. And in his situation, he's been one of the biggest rock stars in the world for 900 years.
Yeah.
For the better part of a century, which not many people can say, 50
right.
something. And every time he will put the fork down and say, really? That's crazy. Did you ever get it back? Like he will, like he's genuinely interested in every single person that comes up to him, whether it's a meet and greet or he's in the middle of food or he's shopping at the mall or he's playing golf. He always has time for everybody. And I'm nowhere near his level. And I always watch how gracious he is. And, there's from time to time, there's been times when like I'm on the phone or I'm doing something and I have the instinct to say like, hey, do you mind just waiting a minute while I finish my conversation?
Right.
But I think about what he would do in that circumstance. And I will always tell whoever I'm talking to hold on and give this person their time because who knows, I can always finish my conversation later. This is a moment that person's going to remember for the rest of their life.
Wow. That's really fascinating. And, to keep that for the level of time that he has, I think that's an art within itself, and like you said, you sometimes even find it challenging, right?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, the bottom line is, I always think about this and it is, you'll never remember, but they'll never forget. And,
Right.
I've met people that don't remember meeting me and I remember like, man, that person was a real jerk. Or I remember like, wow, they were so nice to me when like I was nobody, going up to guitar players at conventions and asking advice about the industry. Like there's no way they remember that, but I remember who was nice to me and who wasn't nice to me as a young guitar player trying to make it in this industry. So my goal is always, no matter how bad of a day I'm having, no matter what's going on in my life, I want everybody that needs me to go away from it going like, wow, she was really nice. I don't ever go like, wow, she was really tough to be around.
Yeah, that's the worst advertisement. I mean, they say there's no such thing as bad press. I think that's the one exception, that somebody's tough to work with.
I think in the 2020, 2021 era, we can agree that there is now officially such thing as bad press.
Yeah, exactly. I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with that looking at the news lately.